Good evening. After I finished recording my last video late at night, I went to sleep, which is an activity adults can do late at night. I ended up having a dream with a familiar script. I don't know whether I was wearing this T-shirt in my dream, but for some reason I was studying in a university library, and there was a guy there, probably with his girlfriend, and one of us ended up asking the other whether they the other knew about Foodie Beauty. He told me that he knows about Foodie Beauty but has been out of the loop for last several months and asked whether I could fill him in uh, about what has happened in the last several months. I told him that after Foodie Beauty left Kuwait, she went to Canada and having wisely deleted the live stream where she was panicking and told us that she can't take living in Kuwait anymore. She started to form the narrative that she left Kuwait out of spite because the audacity of Kuwaiti government to believe the online haters. But for some reason, she just couldn't tell the Kuwaiti authorities that all it is a bunch of haters who don't let her be. Anyway, during the uh, 2 weeks in Canada, she of course uh, tried to grift with a cat that she actually didn't that she actually clearly didn't want. Next thing you know, Foodie Beauty turned up in Syria, where she immediately started convincing the visitors that Syria is the best country for extreme beasing, despite having previously told them that Kuwait was the best country for extreme beasing. And unfortunately, there are plenty of people who are willing to believe Foodie Beauty's illusions, which of course fills Foodie Beauty with extreme happiness. Just look at the way Foodie Beauty smiles when she reads from chat that someone apparently is jealous about her hot husband.
How can I? Sugar Mama says, "How can I get a Syria husband? Come to Syria."
Among other things, Foodie Beauty had organized the transfer of her Kuwaiti cat Julia to Syria, and all of us who have cats or dogs know how pets tend to be afraid around the coming of the New Year and I guess 4th of July for Americans. Plus the slight change in environment into a more open, deserty climate couldn't be good for the cat. And the so-called fireworks have sometimes gone off during Foodie Beauty's live streams, and she happily claims that, oh, hear the laughter of the children, see, children love it. But the worst thing she had done is that one day she turned up on stream with a child of special needs. And during the whole stream she was saying things like, Aliyah doesn't have enough money to go to school. So if you could just donate some money to my PayPal, I'll make sure that Aliyah and her family get the money. Meanwhile, less than 2 weeks later, she turned up in a hotel in Doha, where she immediately started denying that the whole thing was a scam to get finances to travel to said hotel. And she also started to uh, do damage control regarding having the child on stream, which included saying that Aliyah isn't even her real name, which it isn't, but it was me who decided to name the kid Aliyah. She was using the child's real name, plus the kid was constantly saying her own name, which would mean that if what Foodie Beauty said was true, then the child uh, I'm not saying the kid's mental abilities weren't sufficient enough, but even a normal kid would have trouble constantly repeating the name they were instructed to give, meanwhile engaging in a lively discussion. Anyway, Foodie Beauty said initially that she was supposed to stay in that hotel for 2 weeks, but a couple of days later she apparently left the hotel, and reaction channels surmised from her videos that she must have spent all her hotel money on food. And I actually remember this sentence from my dream because mm, I'm, I'm not going to try to imitate Yaba's voice, but I remember that I said in Yaba's passionate voice that she ate all the money. Anyway, as was the case with my previous video, I have posted 3 videos down below, and the videos are all from Farah, who has as of late resorted to posting relatively emotionless recaps of her live streams, which I personally find appropriate because Foodie Beauty does not deserve our emotions. Foodie Beauty relies on our emotional response to then in turn have something to rage about on her live streams. If I were to go deeper and risk being wrong, I would say that Foodie Beauty was heavily neglected as a child, and as a side effect was denied having playtime, which might have been helped by her own unwillingness to go and find other children to communicate with. And now, as an adult, all Foodie Beauty wants to do is to play ball over the internet, which in her case expresses itself by Foodie throwing something out there, expecting us to react emotionally, which then gives ammunition for her to throw something back in the form of a rage, and this will keep the cycle going. It has been suggested by many reactions that the way we cancel Foodie Beauty is to completely ignore her, but apparently it is impossible to do. So what we could do is to stop reacting to Foodie emotionally. That does not mean that Java, for example, should stop being funny, but maybe instead of yelling like crazy people every time Foodie does something nasty,
Get fucked! Ah! Oh my god, I'm gonna have a stroke!
we should be like, stop farting. It does not do anyone any good. Peace.
Fuck you.
Hey yo man, don't take it personal. Peace. I'm outie. Fuck you.
I like that. I like that. Something Farah